Susan Holton, and I'm the Family and Youth Minister. And the boys and girls that usually are here, that come to our center, we're going to kind of come to you in your living room. And because of that, we're going to be finding a place that we can connect with ourselves, our family, and even our friends, because at this point in time, because of all the changes that are happening, we're not able to be together. So this way, we're still together, yet it's a distance. So the distance we're going to bring down to as close as we can to having you like sitting right in front of me, as we do every Sunday morning. So today, because of the fact that there are so many changes going on in the world, and we have to readjust how we're living, how we're talking to our friends and the things, and we have to be at home right now. So we're going to find out ways in which we can still connect, and ways in which you connect with your friends and your family. So today we're going to look at the idea of love and what we call one life. Even though we're separate, we're still together. So today, I'm going to show you a little book that I found that I thought went really well with that idea, that we can be and share love even if we're not standing right next to one another. So the book I'm going to read today is a Sesame Street book, and it's just entitled Love. So we're going to read that really quickly, and then I'll tell you the other things we're going to do this morning. So this particular book is all about that. And it says, love is a sunny day, even when it looks like there's lots of clouds coming our way, where we can't be and do like we normally do. So Big Bird says it's a sunny day. And then we move to the next page, and love is dancing by yourself to your favorite song. Are you afraid to dance with a whole group of people looking at you? Just pretend no one's there, and you can dance your heart out. Okay? The next one is love is being an everyday hero. And over the time that we go through this experience together, we know that we can be everyday heroes. We can keep our friends and our family close to our hearts and know that the thoughts that we have and the thoughts that we think are out there to make a difference, not only in our lives, but the lives of our world, thinking of all the people that are separated from their friends and their families at this point. And love is infinite, the biggest than all of the numbers. And we're infinite too, in the aspect that we can be everywhere, even when we're only in one place, by our thoughts and our ideas. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. And that's the truth. Have you ever seen love be so teeny tiny you can't see it? And have you ever seen love so big that you can't get your arms around it? Well, that's all shapes and sizes that love comes in. Love is building something together. We're going to build something together today that we can share with our families. And if your mom and dad have the opportunity or the ability, you can maybe FaceTime with your friends because you can't see them in person right now. There's a fun idea. You might be able to do that. And that's building something together. That's building friendship. This one, love is giggles and kisses and hugs and squishes. Well, we aren't able to do a whole lot of that right now, but we can still love one another, even if we can't hold hands or give hugs at this point in time. All right. Love sings in every language. How many languages do you know? I only know English. I'm not really good at Spanish or French or any of those. But I know what love means in English, and I'm sure all of you do too. So sing it, okay? And then love is being kind to all and your best friend. I hope your very best friend is you. And then as you become acquainted with yourself, you're able to make your other friends much larger and bigger. And then everybody becomes your best friend. Okay, This page doesn't want to turn. All right. Love makes all kinds of sounds. What kind of sounds can you make? I know I can't hear you, but love can be or oh, that's so fun. Those kinds of things. Love does make lots of sounds. Here it says honk honk. So I'm guessing he has a nose that makes that noise. And that's probably a very loving sound to his parents, as the sounds that you make. And here is Oscar. He's the grouch, and he's in the trash can. I think that's who that is. I like it messy. Love is accepting life even when it looks messy. And right now, kind of things do look a little bit messy. So we can take that mess and make it into something really nice. So love is an amazing family and a soft bunny. Do you have a very favorite animal that you like, or a stuffed toy that you can give a hug and a squeeze to when you can't hug and squeeze your friends? You can do that through your stuffed animal if you have one that's your very favorite. Love is cookies. Okay, Cookie Monster, yes. And then more cookies. You know what his favorite is, in the way he shares love. Love is magical and full of wonder. How many wonderful ways can we express love, not only for ourselves, but for everybody? Love is everywhere and all around us. So even though we maybe have to stay in our houses for a little while and we aren't able to go to the playground and things like that right now, love is still everywhere. It's in your thoughts, your feelings, and the way that you share it. So we're going to try and create, we're not going to try, we're just going to do, and create a very special heart that when we look at it or we show it to our family or our friends, it expresses the love that we are. So we're going to do that next. All right, how many of you know how to make hearts? Sometimes I thought, oh, hearts are so hard to make. But to make a heart, and what we're going to start out by doing, I'm going to show you the ones that I did. I did this one, and I picked it out because I liked the flower. Flower reminds me of family and friends and nature. When we can't be out in it, we can still bring it in and appreciate it. And there's a heart that I'm going to glue this on like that. So I'll show you how to do your hearts, and that's pretty simple. You take a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a colored piece of paper. It can be a blank piece of paper. It can have lines on it. It's whatever you want. Now, the trick I use is I tell myself I want to make an upside down J. You know, a J just goes like this. I think you can see that. Well, this one is you take the J and you start it down there and make a round circle, and you come all the way down to the point. And if you look at it, it looks like a J. Okay? Kind of a strange angle, but it looks like a J. And then you cut on your lines, and your paper is folded. So you're doing a whole heart, even though it looks like it's only half. We can always remember that even though it appears to be just a half of heart, in actuality, it's always a whole, as we are always whole, perfect, and complete. So we have completed our heart, just like that. So there's our heart, okay? Now, what I want us to think about doing is, I'm sure you have some magazines or pictures and stuff that you have at home, and we're going to create a picture or what reminds you of your family and friends in magazines. This is the one that I picked out, as I showed you before, that represents my whole family. I love the colors and I love nature, so I want nature to be the balance in my family, okay? And then I went through and I found pictures, and you can get these out of your magazines. Be sure to ask Mom or Dad that you can cut up the magazines, and then it's perfectly okay to do that. Okay, so there's a flower and a little boy and a mommy and a little girl, but you can find all kinds of things, like there's trees, and there's a dog. How many of us have pets? I know we all do. So we have our pets, and then we have our friends. This is a picture of the beach. So pick out pictures that remind you of people in your family. So I'm going to show you the ones that remind me of my family that I have living in my house. I have my 2 grandsons. The oldest one is Dominic, and the youngest one is Finn. And this picture reminded me of Dominic. He loves to build and do things like that, so that's why I picked that one. And then I made another heart out of the yellow piece of paper to kind of frame this one. We're making little frames, okay? So like that. So find your pictures of your family. Here's the other one. This one is of what I think Finn is. Finn loves animals, and so that's one of the things that I put there for him, okay? And then we have 3 black cats, or 2 black cats, and another one that's brown and white. Her name is Callie. And I couldn't find any little kitties, so what I did is I found, it looks like a tiger or bobcat or something like that, I'm not sure. So, but that's reminded me of all of our cats. So that one cat represents all 3 that we have in our family. And then I have my mom that lives in my house with me, and I have my daughter, Casey. That's the mommy of my 2 grandsons. And I found this picture that so reminds me of them. Okay? It doesn't have to look like them, have the same hair color or anything like that. It can be anything that you want them to be. So this is who I picked for my mom and for Casey. And my mom's name is Evelyn. So once you get your pictures picked out, and I know you don't have a whole lot of time to do that right now, but you can work on the project with your moms and your dads after this is finished, okay? So the best thing that works for gluing these down is white glue, if you have that. If you don't, you can use a glue stick, or if you have double stick tape that's got the sticky on both sides, that you can take that, and I'm gonna flip this over, and I'll put a piece of tape there, and I'm gonna flip it over and put a piece of tape here, and just line it up like that. And then I've stuck that down. See how that works? Then I'm going to take Dominic, and the same idea. This time I'll use a glue stick so you can see all the great things that you can use. And I'm sure you have all this, hopefully you have all this stuff at home that you can do. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue here, like that. And then I'm gonna put the picture right in the middle. So it has a little bit of a frame, like that, okay? So that one's done. And then we're gonna follow the same suit, and I'll use the glue stick because that's the fastest. Put a little bit there, and this is all 3 of my kitties. And they remind me so much of comfort and care. And when the kitties sit in my lap and I get to pet them, it just feels, it's just the way they show their love, giving us the opportunity to love them back in the same way. Have you ever sat and petted a cat, and all of a sudden it sounds like an engine, and they're purring? Well, that's their way of telling you that they love what you're doing. So that's the way the cats share. And dogs are the same way, because they sit with you. About the only ones that I don't think you can really get up close to and touch is fish, if you have an aquarium. But they're fun to watch, and they're fun to see. Okay, so I've done Dominic and Finn and my cats, and now I'm gonna do my mom and my daughter, Casey, and we're gonna put her like this. Now, if you want to do some of your school stuff that we're doing, you can go ahead and you can write their names for the family. So I'm gonna do that really quick. I'm gonna write over here, I'm gonna write Casey. There's Casey. And I'm gonna write, instead of my mom's name is Evelyn, as I said, but I'm just gonna write Mom, okay? So I'm gonna put Mom right here. Okay, so there's their names. And these are kind of dark, so it's kind of hard to see them. So I'm just gonna take my other pen, a different color. You can use all kinds of colors and pens. And if you don't have colored paper, you can always color a white piece of paper and glue your pictures on top of that. This one is Finn, so that's there. And then my other one is Dominic. We call him Dom. He just likes to be called Dom, not Dominic. So I'll write Dom, because that's what he likes when you call him. Now, I can't fit all the little kitties' names on here, so I'm just going to know that that represents all my cats, okay? So after we get that accomplished and we do that, then I'm going to press the line on this heart again. Whoops. Press that out. Then the fun part, the creative part that you get to do, I'm going to flatten this out just a little bit more. There we go. We'll flatten it a little better. Okay, then you get to take your other hearts and you get to put them on your picture however you'd like. This is kind of like a montage of things. You can overlap them and you can put them here and here like this. Okay? So that's how I'm doing mine. I'll glue them in. And then you just take a little bit of glue and you just rub it across the line like this. See how that works? You just run it right across like that. Oops. And then you lay it and press. Oops, press too hard. Wrinkle that one. There, whoop. There we go. This is that one. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you while we're doing you're looking for pictures and cutting out your hearts and things like that, is that we're all one. We're all one kind of big family. It's amazing that we don't have to fit everybody into our house or our family because there wouldn't be a whole lot of room. But you can put them in your thoughts and in your mind and in your memories. You can do all of that with your family and with your friends. And I know right now is a hard time because you don't get to see all your friends because of the things that are going on, the virus that everybody is wanting to protect everybody else from. That's super important. And to listen to the things that your parents and your teachers are telling you. And I know a lot of you are actually at home and you're studying your schoolwork at home. That's kind of a fun way to do it, and it's a little bit different than what you're normally used to as we finish putting this in. And the cool part about all of that is that everyone is working on keeping everybody safe and healthy. So even though it feels like the book said, it feels like it's messy, and you can't do the things you always want to do and go the places you want to go. But for right now, it's taking that idea of knowing that we are all one and we can all share simply by our thoughts and our memories. And the fun things we did at school with our friends, even though we can't see them right now. Possibly, if your mom knows or your dad knows the addresses of where your friends live, maybe you could make them a card and send them a card and tell them you're thinking about them. You miss them, but you're thinking about them, and you want them to be safe, and you want them to know that they're loved and cared for. So that's one of the other ways you can do it. Or as we talked about before, if you can do FaceTime or Skype or those different things that the technology has available for us these days, you can do that. But anyway, we'll go back to our hearts right now. And I've glued the hearts in different places like that. And the fun part about this is that you can close it, all your hearts closed together. Whoops, except this one doesn't want to stay. It's probably because it's slippery, but we'll just redo it. Stick it down. It's not dry yet. I think that's the challenge. So you may want those things to dry a little bit, but then you can close it up. But the other thing that I wanted to share with you is that I have a little poem, and it's adapted from a very long one from Dr. Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of Science of Mind, or our Centers for Spiritual Living. And he wrote it's a very, very pretty, but long, but this is a little shorter and a little easier for us to remember, but it's called One Life. And so I'm going to read this to you, and if you want one of these, if you can get a piece of paper and pencil or ask Mom and Dad to write down my email, you can email me, and then I can find out your address and stuff, and I can get this mailed to you. That it says, there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life and my family's life now. We're all one. And I just took this writing out of some of his meditation thing that he wrote that had this in it. I thought it was really pretty and fun, and it doesn't take a long time to remember it. So if you would like one of those, I'm going to tell you what my email is, or your parents can find it on our website. It is Dr. Dr. Susan, SUSAN, at CSL, and then you spell out SIMI, SIMI.org. So you can just send me a little note, and if you liked the craft that we did, or even send me a picture of yours if your parents can upload it for you, of what your heart looked like, and the members in your family, which I wrote down, and I showed you those, okay? And then, for the last big part that we do of this, is that I'm going to take the heart, and I'm going to write one life. Like that. You can put one life. And that one life is, and then I'm going to take one more thing. I'm going to use a different colored marker, I think. But we're going to take, or I'm going to take, you can do this on yours if you choose to. I'm going to take kind of like a squiggly line. And I'm going to run it around and go up to this one and down here to this one like this. Kind of come around and just connect all the pictures together. And come over here and go around this way, like that. Come through this picture, connect this one, connect my pets, and go all the way around and connect them to Finn. Because we are all connected, we are all one, we are all one life. Okay? So there's kind of a cool pattern in there that connects each and every person in our families. And as we do that, when we go ahead and we make this connection, like we did right through here, when we make this connection, we're connecting not only to our own personal family, but we're connecting to our family that is next door, at school, in our community, where we go grocery shopping and go to the park and all that. And then it goes out just a little bit more. And that little bit more in our thoughts and our feelings goes out to possibly the state next to us, which is Arizona, or Colorado, or any of the places your families might live. Your grandparents, or your aunts, or your uncles, or your cousins. I know some of them don't live in the same area we do. They live all over the place. And I know Maverick, his grandparents live in Germany. So his is really far away. And let's see if I can think of some of the other ones as to where their families are. But I do know that Maverick, so I want to say hi to Maverick and to Odin and Acacia. And I want to say hi to Sydney and to Lily and to James and the other boys and Bryce, the other boys and girls that come and see us on Sunday. But I wanted to let you know that even though I don't physically see you, you're in my heart and you're in my thoughts every single day. And I know that you're happy, you're healthy, and you're safe. And so is your families. And that we want to remember that because there is one life and it's all life, that everybody all over the world is part of that life. And that we want to know the very, very best for them, which is perfect health, perfect life, perfect love, and perfect being. So as you finish up this week with other activities that you're doing at home, and I believe some of you are doing your schoolwork at home too, as you step into your schoolwork, put all your efforts towards it. Even though you're not in a classroom and you don't have your teacher standing up there, but you do have all your family, all your friends, and all your loved ones are here, and we're all here to support one another, and we'll all move through this experience. And because we will, because there is that love and that energy and that light within us, it makes a big difference in the world. So let your light shine so that the world becomes brighter and brighter, even through all of this that we're all experiencing. And know that I love you. I miss not seeing you, But I'll be back here again next week. And possibly we're working on doing a couple of things during the week that you might be able to catch if Mom and Dad have the time to put that on for you. All right? So you guys take care, know that you're loved, and be safe and healthy. Namaste, and I love you.